I'd been driving for medical equipment sales for 2 months when my car died on Highway 93. 32, recently divorced, and desperate to make this new job work, I'd pushed my 2014 Ford Fusion through the Nevada desert longer than I should have. The steam started curling from under the hood just as the desert swallowed the last bit of daylight. I pulled over, the sickly sweet smell of burning coolant filling the air. My phone had one flickering bar. The nearest town was 68 miles away. The tow service was closed. For 20 minutes, I stood on the shoulder, watching vehicles blast past. Then a beat up Chevy Silverado, primer gray with rust-eaten wheel wells, pulled up behind me and kept its engine running, high beams flooding my car with light. The man who stepped out looked to be in his mid-40s, built like he did actual labor. He had a military haircut and a friendly smile missing a bottom tooth. "Engine trouble," he called, his voice carrying a slight southern drawl. He didn't wait for an answer before peering under my hood with a small flashlight. "Radiator hose split. You're not going anywhere tonight." He wiped his hands on his jeans. "Name's Carl. I can give you a ride to Copper Springs. Got a buddy who runs a shop there." Something felt rehearsed, but standing there in the dark with no options, I heard myself say yes. The inside of his truck smelled of motor oil and wet soil. He tossed my bags into the back seat, where they landed next to a tarp-covered pile. "Name's Carl," he said again. "You, Nathan," I told him. He nodded slowly, repeating my name as if memorizing it. We pulled onto the highway, but he kept us at 45 in a 65 zone, claiming transmission trouble. Then, the question started. Where was I heading? What did I do? Was anyone expecting me? I lied and said my girlfriend was waiting at a motel. He glanced at me. "That's good. Always good to have someone waiting." We passed the exit for Copper Springs. When I pointed it out, he kept his eyes on the road. "My buddy's shop is actually in the next town over, Millfield. Just another 20 miles. I'd driven this route a dozen times. There was no town called Millfield." My chest tightened. His right hand moved from the wheel to rest on something between our seats. As we passed under an overpass light, I saw at the handle of a large framing hammer. "Seem tense, Nathan," he said, his smile not reaching his eyes. "Just tired," I managed. He nodded and moved his hand back, but he'd shifted the hammer, angling it toward himself. The truck started slowing. His eyes flicked to the mirrors. There were no other vehicles. He turned off onto a gravel service road. "Shortcut," he said. The road led to a landscape of abandoned mining equipment. He pulled up to a rusted processing building. "Need to pick something up. Won't take a minute." The moment he disappeared inside, I slid into the driver's seat, my hands trembling. I threw it in reverse and floored it, gravel spraying everywhere. Carl burst out of the building, shouting, something long and metallic in his hand. I didn't look back. I just drove, bouncing over potholes. As I turned, the corner of the tarp in the truck bed flapped loose. I saw hair, long, dark hair, and part of a blue jacket. 15 minutes later, I found the highway. An hour after that, I screeched into a gas station, stumbling out on shaking legs. The police found my car. They found the building. Her name was Melissa Crawford, a real estate agent from Utah who'd been missing for 3 days. What Carl had gone inside to get was a roll of heavy-duty trash bags and a new bone saw. His name wasn't Carl. It was Dennis Kruger. The radiator hose on my car hadn't just cracked. It had been cleanly cut. Security footage from my last stop showed him underneath my vehicle for 6 minutes. They never caught him. His truck was found burned out in the desert a week later. I got a new job. I don't travel anymore. Sometimes, I still check the news for highway disappearances in the Southwest, looking for his pattern. The detective says guys like him always mess up eventually. But I know he's probably out there somewhere. With a different truck and a different name, driving slow on dark highways, looking for the next person with car trouble.